Story time. So, whatever happened to those fish I caught? Did I make an aquarium? How did that all work out for me? If you've been watching my videos long enough, you can probably guess. But I'm gonna tell you, this is about a week and a half after my last video, so let me tell you what's gone on. First of all, so I collected, I think it was 7 creek chubs, 1 eastern black-nosed dace, I'm doing the math in my head, so that's 8, 3 green sunfish, that's 11, and a pumpkinseed, that's 12. Yes, the right? Yeah, 12 or 13, the dirty dozen, or the baker's dozen. Anyway, so first I had to get them from my parents' house back to Yonkers. So I put them in a bigger bucket, used my bubbler, but put them in a 5-gallon bucket with partly with the water from the creek and partly with well water from my parents' house. If you know anything about keeping fish, you can't put them in municipal tap water because there's some chemicals in there that are gonna kill your fish. So I knew that much. So we make the 2.5-hour journey back to Yonkers with my bucket, and all the fish survived the trip. Then I stupidly, so I knew that I was gonna have to get some kind of product to treat tap water when I put them in the aquarium. So I couldn't put them right into the tank yet. So overnight, I just kept them in the bucket with the aerator on, and I thought, okay, you know, the second I get home from work the next day, I will go to Petco, I will get these products, I will, you know, put the whole tank together. I come downstairs the next morning, and I notice that there are 4 spots on the bathroom floor. I was keeping the bucket in the bathroom. These spots turned out to be fish, dead fish, 3 creek chubs, and 1 green sunfish. Suicided themselves. They killed themselves. They jumped out of the bucket and they were dead. I actually used those particular ones to fertilize my garden, but you know, we're already out 4 fish. I put a lid on the bucket. I had the lid, I just didn't think it would be a big deal. Put the lid on the bucket, went to work, came back, everybody was still alive. Went to Petco, found a product that instantly changes your tap water. It reacts with the chemicals and neutralizes the bad ones. So I got that, and I started putting the fish tank together. I already had the substrate. I already had a couple little tchotchkes to put in there, so I did that. And then, over the course of the week, the sunfish seemed good. They seemed in okay shape, the surviving sunfish. But the creek chubs did not. A lot of them got this kind of like white, like filmy stuff on their skin, and their fins started to deteriorate, and I could just tell these are not healthy looking fish. And one by one, over the course of the next 4 or 5 days, they started to die off. Meanwhile, the eastern black-nosed dace disappeared. I thought, did he suicide himself too, or what happened there? I couldn't find him on the floor anywhere. I couldn't find him in the tank anywhere, and I've concluded that he was eaten by the biggest green sunfish, a guy that you'll meet very shortly. If you know anything about sunfish, the green sunfish in particular is known for having a very large mouth. And even though it seems hard to believe that this little green sunfish could eat a whole eastern black-nosed dace, which now given it is quite a bit smaller, but it's still kind of surprising to me. I think that's what happened. I mean, what else could have happened? Something ate it. So the dace was gone. He was a little guy. He was a bit in over his head, so to speak. So gone. And again, the creek chub started dying off. Now, I don't know if this skin condition was just from the stress of being bullied by probably the green sunfish, because I know they also have that reputation, or if it could be a parasite. I've looked it up. There's something very common in aquarium fish known as ich, I-C-H. That could have been the issue, but it definitely did not affect the sunfish. So You know, who knows? But I did buy a product in case that comes up again, that will hopefully solve that problem if it happens to the surviving fish. So it came to the point maybe 2 days ago where, no, 3 days ago, where there were the 3 sunfish left and there were 2 creek chubs. Now these creek chubs were in such sorry condition, like swimming sideways, like they were, it was bad. I made the decision to euthanize them. So I killed them. They went with most of the other chubs into my freezer, the ones that aren't fertilizing my garden, and they will be used in the future as cut bait. Now you think the story's over, but it's not. More craziness ensued. The aquarium was going well, and I was thinking, okay, before I show it to you guys, I'm gonna do like a big cleaning because it got really cloudy in there. Even though I have another product that I'll show you that's supposed to clear up cloudy water, it just didn't look that good. I didn't want to present it to you guys that way. So I had been planning, this was yesterday, when I got home from work, to clean out the tank and make it look nice and presentable and whatnot. When I get home from work, I come into the bathroom where I'm keeping this fish tank on the floor of the downstairs bathroom. There's water all over the floor, and there is about 1.5 inches of water left in the fish tank. What the hell happened? First of all, we're still trying to figure out. Now it is a bathroom that actually has a drain in the middle of the room. So I think a lot of the water actually did make it to the drain, but some of it did drip down, and we can see it coming down into my basement. That's about, it was a 10-gallon tank, so that's about 8 gallons of water. Hopefully most of it made it down the drain. I think most of it did. But these fish, these now 2 green sunfish and 1 pumpkin seed are, you know, struggling. You can see that, like, their fins are above the water. They're within, you know, minutes of death. I fill up another bucket of tap water. I put that neutralizing agent into the tap water. I put them in there. I put the aerator in the bucket. I put a top on the bucket, and I hightail it to Petco to buy a real fish tank. What happened with the tank, there was a crack on the bottom pane of glass that went from one side to the other lengthwise, and I realized it wasn't a fish tank. It was like a terrarium for, I don't know, reptiles or bugs or something. So it's just one pane of thin glass. Now I understand. I think it just cracked eventually under the pressure, or maybe there was a small crack that got bigger and bigger, but the whole damn thing leaked out. So I go to the store, I get a real fish tank, and this one's a 15-gallon tank. The last one was 10. I'm still, you'll see, I'm still using the filter from before, which is probably too small, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm using the aerator. I filled it all up with new water, and the water quality is looking awesome right now. So as of right now, those 3 fish, the 2 green sunfish and 1 pumpkin seed, are looking relatively healthy, especially considering the terrible things they've been through. So anyway, without further ado, I want to show you what's going on in there, and they definitely are not shy with feeding, so we'll get a look at that too. Wow, I've been talking for 10 minutes, you guys. I'm sorry. Let's get in there and look at these fish. Okay, so here's the tank. Here's my guys. There's my pumpkin seed. Hello, buddy. The water's pretty clear right now. They haven't gunked it up too much yet. You gotta be careful when you're feeding them food. I'll show you the food in a second. Here's the bigger green sunfish. This is the culprit who may or may not have eaten the eastern black-nosed dace. He has that look of guilt. Yeah, you know who you are. I was thinking, okay, if this is true, geez, I'm trying to get a side view, but he wants to keep looking at the camera. There he is. Looks like 2 of them, but that's just the mirror effect. So I'm thinking, I think it would be a little too macabre to name him after an actual murderer who ate their victim, but I was thinking a good name might be Hannibal, a fictitious cannibalistic murderer. So that, I think we're gonna call him Hannibal. This here is the other green sunfish, much smaller. I want to call him Tex. In the same way that you might call a really fat guy Slim, I feel like Tex is like a tough guy name for like a little, not so tough fish. He's always staring at me. He's always standing his ground. Even when all of the fish were like in the tank together, like including the creep chubs, I'd come into the room, they'd all freak out, start flying all over the place, but he would just stay in his corner, looking, being all tough. So I think this is gonna be Tex. Now, this brother right here, I was thinking we could have a little naming contest. So please, in the comments, any suggestions for our pumpkin seed brethren here? I'd love it. May the best name win. So anyway, let me show you like what's going on with the tank, and then I'll feed them for you. Okay, so this is my filter. Now, it's really, I think it's designed for a 10-gallon tank, so this tank's a little big. We should probably get a bigger filter. But I just changed the, like inside this apparatus, there's a charcoal filter, and I just changed it. So it's looking pretty good now, but when you see water start to come out this other side, that's not good. So we already kind of have that going on. If you see here, you might have noticed before, there's already a lot of food stuck to the filter. So I was in the habit a few days ago of turning the filter off when I fed them. Once they're all fed, I scoop out any remaining food. But so yeah, that's a problem that we're gonna have to deal with. This up here is the this is the aerator. So this is, I plugged this one in. It's not like one of those bubble things for, you know, that I would use for my shiners when I was ice fishing. You plug it in and it creates bubbles which put oxygen in the water. So that's nice. Now, the reason I have it propped up on a shoebox right now, this is kind of janky at the moment, but you want this to be above the level of, you want it to be higher than the bubbler itself, because what could happen, like let's say we just happen to lose power from like a storm or whatever, and this was lower, the water could actually get sucked up into this and like ruin the aerator, and might probably even be like a fire hazard. So that's why it's elevated, and you should always elevate your aerator. And you can see this is the substrate, just a bunch of pebbles, you know, got them at the pet store as well. These are fake plants. I might eventually invest in some real plants, because they can also help with filtering and keeping the oxygen levels up in the tank. But right now these are some fake plants. The fish seem to like them a lot though. Of course, my cute little no fishing sign, that's neat. Let's look at some of these products. So this is the stuff that neutralizes the chemicals in tap water. If you're living in, you know, a city, or you know, anywhere that you're using like a municipal water source, they're probably going to have chlorine and other heavy metals in your water, which is actually to keep you safe when you're drinking it, but it's not good for the fish. So they tell you you know, the ratios of this stuff to the tank. In fact, for this kind of a tank, I got some highly concentrated stuff, so you need like 1 milliliter for this whole tank, or maybe, yeah, it's not much, but you can read that on the back. So that's what you use, and it's supposed to work instantly, so you don't really even have to wait to put your fish in there. The next thing I wanted to show you, this stuff, this stuff is to keep your water clear. So you're supposed to put in 2 drops per gallon daily. So actually for this 15-gallon tank, that would mean 30 drops daily. But you know, you can kind of use your own discretion with that, and I'm sure you can buy it in bigger things. But it does work. However, it's temporary. You know, it's not going to solve your problem that's why you have to do it every day. But anyway, Then I told you guys I wasn't sure if those creek chubs died off of like a common parasite or if it was just from being bullied by Hannibal back there. Look at him, still looking guilty. But this is offers relief for your fish from ick and other parasites. So what you would do, I haven't done this yet, but if these guys start to have a problem, I will. You know, they tell you how many drops to put in, and they tell you to take the charcoal out of your filter bag for like 2 or 3 days so that it can mix in, because if you don't, the charcoal will actually absorb it and it won't work. Anything else to show? Oh, the food. I've been feeding them goldfish granules, they're called. They're just these tiny little pellets. Well, you can see them stuck to the filter. But yeah, and they do eat them. I mean, even the creek chubs, when they were still with us, were eating them. But they much prefer the real stuff. And I don't do this often, but I thought it would be fun to just show you. So these are leftover worms from that weekend when I caught them. You'll see Hannibal will probably monopolize the worms. You'll see how quickly he responds to it. But so yeah, they definitely are not shy about eating. Maybe a little more shy with the pellets, but I've definitely witnessed them eating the pellets. We'll try the worms now. You'll see how quick this goes. All right, so here's the worm, and if it's not Hannibal who gets this, I will be shocked. Maybe we can sneak it in and let the pumpkin seed get it. Here, I'm gonna put it in right there. Let's see. Oh, all right. Oh, look at that. Little man Tex got it, but now he's being bullied. Hannibal knows he's got it. Oh gosh, this is fun. Up, but look who's gonna end up with it. Boom. There it goes. There it goes. And the worm is gone, and it was Hannibal. Totally stole it from my little buddy Tex here. Didn't even know what hit him. Let's do it again. Here, we'll just put a piece in this time. Look at this, they see it. They know. Look at this. Oh, maybe, yep, he'll follow it. All right. But see, now, the bully over there knows something's up. All right, so we'll just put a piece in this time. There it goes, it's floating. Oh, you little devil. Yeah, it's gonna be him every gosh darn time. I feel bad for the other ones. They just have to subsist on goldfish granules. Oh, see, now he knows. All right, here we go. That's not the worm, there's the worm. And it's him again. Bully. The pumpkin seed knows it's there, but he also knows he doesn't have a chance. Let's try one more. Come on. Yes, it wasn't him this time. Ha ha. You didn't get it. Man, look at these guys. Look at them just going nuts here. All right, Pumpky. How are we gonna do this for you? Let's see. Nope. No. All right. Don't worry, nameless pumpkin seed. You'll get fed, and you'll also get a name. All right, guys. So I hope this was fun for you. I know, you know, obviously mistakes were made. I'm trying to make up for it now. I think everybody's in a good place now. I'm not going to add any chubs to this for sure. I don't think I'll add any fish for a while, but I was thinking maybe if I did want to add fish, I could try to add a little tiny red breast sunfish and a little tiny bluegill, and then we could have a superfecta, a sunfish superfecta in this tank. But as for now, I'm happy with these 3 guys. I'm going to try to keep them nice and healthy. I'll give you updates. We'll check in on them every once in a while. But that's what's going on. So I guess I'll end it with a reminder. In the comments below, give me some name suggestions for this pumpkin seed. We got Hannibal, we got Tex, now we got to name the pumpkin seed. So just say a prayer, guys, that we can keep these guys healthy. I want to do a real bang up job with the specimens I have left. Hey, I'm open to any suggestions you have. I really have not kept an aquarium on my own before, so you know, please let me know, you know, any suggestions you have to keep things healthy, keep things going strong in here. But other than that, I hope this was fun and different for you, following these little guys on a somewhat tragic journey from stream to aquarium. Thanks for watching, and as always, fish like no one's watching. Peace.